The Sydney Harbour Bridge was built to connect Sydney's north with the south, providing easier access to businesses and friends living on both sides of the harbour. Before the bridge, to access the city centre and the residential northern side was only by ferry. Construction on the bridge began on July 28, 1923 and continued through to January 19, 1932. Finally, after 6 years, it was opened on March 19, 1932. Since then, the Sydney Harbour Bridge has become a famous Australian icon renowned throughout the world. However, there were plans to build a bridge connecting the harbour foreshores long before 1932. In 1880, a Royal Commission recommended a ridge across Sydney Harbour to be built, and in 1815, architect Francis Greenway suggested to Governor Lachlan Macquarie that a bridge be built from the northern to the southern shore of the harbour. However, nothing was done about the suggestion, although it was often raised as an option. John Bradfield, principal design engineer for the New South Wales Public Works, won the support of Labor Government Treasurer Jack Lang, and a worldwide tender for the bridge was announced. Bradfield was sent overseas to study the potential tenders, but urged the tenderers to consider his own arch plan. The bridge was designed by John Bradfield, who was influenced by the Hillgate Bridge in New York. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is the world's largest steel arch bridge, at 1,149 metres long, 134 metres from top to water bottom, an arch span of 503 metres. It weighs 52,000 tonnes and has 6 million hand-driven rivets. However, it was not without controversy, because to make room for the national icon, churches and homes were demolished and people were left homeless. Even the opening was surrounded in controversy, as New South Wales Labor Party Premier Jack Lang was to cut the ribbon and declare the Sydney Harbour Bridge open. However, his moment was stolen as the right-wing Captain D. Goot, who believed only a member of the royal family should open the bridge, charged through on his horse and sliced the ribbon in two. D. Goot was arrested and removed from the scene. The ribbon was retied and recut by the Premier. Today, it is impossible to imagine what life in Sydney would be without the Harbour Bridge, fondly nicknamed the Coat Hanger. It transports trains, cars, bicycles and pedestrians between the Sydney Central District and the North Shore. The southern end of the bridge is located at Millers Point, while the northern part of the bridge is located at Nelson's Point. There are 8 vehicle lanes, 2 train lanes, and foot and cycle lanes. When the bridge opened in March 1932, it cost a car 6 pence to cross, a horse and rider 3 pence. These days it costs motorists between $2.50 and $4, depending on the time of day, and horses are banned. The significance of the bridge is that not only did it connect the north and the south together, but also it was the greatest engineering masterpiece of its time. The arch was constructed from 2 halves built from either side of the foreshore and meeting in the middle at 10 p.m. on August 19 in 1930. The design showed enormous foresight for creating 8 commuter lanes, rail and pedestrian access. The Sydney Harbour Bridge isn't just used for the everyday commuter. In 1998, the Sydney Harbour Bridge opened a bridge climb. At your choice of day, dawn, twilight, day or night, you can climb to the top. Nearly 3 million Australians and international tourists have climbed the bridge to enjoy the breathtaking views of Sydney Harbour. The bridge has also been closed for various celebrations, including its 75th birthday in 2007, when thousands walked across it. However, the Harbour Bridge's biggest party of the year is the New Year's Eve, when thousands gather on both sides of the harbour to watch the fireworks celebration. Millions of others around the world watch it on TV, waiting to see what symbol the bridge will flash up to bring the new year. As well as being an architectural wonder, the Sydney Harbour Bridge has created a strong identity for Sydney and Australia. It is usually the first tourist attraction foreign visitors want to experience in Sydney, either by climbing it or walking across it. For Sydney-siders, it is a vital connection between our two harbour foreshores. Despite the addition of the alternative connection via the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, there is nothing like crossing the bridge and admiring its strength and beauty and catching a glimpse of our beautiful Sydney Harbour.